Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the 12th layout using the February hip kit. This one took me an hour and 13 minutes to complete. I'm showing you some of the stuff that I'm going to try to use. I have a few 6x6 pattern papers left, so I'm going to try to use those up. I took out some of these came in the February kit, and then the distress stain came in, I think it was last month's kit. It's spun sugar, and I'm gonna use a little bit of everything, I believe, and but I'm not gonna use a lot of each, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna use those two pictures. I did cut the picture down to 4x4, and then this is the dog park that is in the campground, or at the campground in Boston, or near Boston. It's in Foxborough, or near Foxborough. And there's a little bench in there, and it says "For the love of dogs," and the kids love that. So my son had my camera, and he took pictures of, the benches and everything in the dog park, and they took the dog there every day so that Ace could play and burn off some energy. And I'm trying to figure out which 6x6 pattern papers I'm going to use. I know I'm going to use that green pattern papers, and those are all that came in the embellishment add-on, I believe. And they are We Are Memory Keepers pattern paper, and they're from the Love Notes collection. So my ATG ran out, so I'm going to rethread it, and it only takes a few seconds, so I left it in there. And to stop the tape bunching, what I did was, I have two ATG gun. One is a 1/2 inch, so I just took the extra inside and I flip it on the other side. But if you only have one ATG gun, just flip that black part to where the new roller is upside down, and it fixes it. And I do have a little video on that, and it says how to load your ATG plus how to stop your tape bunching. So that's always, I put it in the how-to playlist. That way, even if it gets really, far down in my list, you can always find it lickety split. It's in the how-to playlist, and everything is like that. I think it was Celine saying, did you do a second video on the Canon selfie? And yes, I did. That one is in the products section and product review. So I have two playlists, one called the product review. I have more than two playlists, but one called product review and one called how to. And then I have a playlist for every single kit that I ever work on. And so it'll say like February hip kit, or, way back when I did the Scraptastic and when I did the Studio Calico. So they're all by playlist. And then I have a playlist that's just scrapbook process videos, and they're all in one, but then those aren't divided into list. And like, I usually wait till I finish a kit before doing the playlist, because then I forget which one I've put in a playlist and which one I didn't. So I have like 4 or 5 videos to upload for this kit. And once they're all done, plus the killer kit, I create the playlist and I put everything in it, and then everything's all together. So I took that little 6x6 pattern paper that's with the doors, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just using different mediums. So I'm using the distress stains, the distress spray stains, and we also had a paint dabber, and I'm using all of that, and I'm just painting the different doors. And at this point, I don't know which one is going to show, so I'm just painting quite a bit so that, there's a chance that some of the doors show up once I layer it on the layout. And I just want to give you a little warning. I have my grandson this weekend, so I kind of snuck upstairs and to do a voiceover, but I can hear him calling for me, so he might, bust into my room there. at any time. I'm having him for the weekend, so we're going to have him for Easter. So that's going to be fun. You know, we haven't done a Easter egg hunt in a long time because my kids, you know, my son is 15, so we haven't done Easter egg hunts in a long time. So it'll be fun to do that tomorrow morning. Today's Saturday, so tomorrow's Easter, so we'll be doing the egg hunt with him. So that'll be fun. And I took that pattern paper that had, I think it is in my mind's eye, and pattern paper, and one side is those pink circles, and then the other side had all these huge words, and I've cut out quite a few words and used it on different layouts, and I'm down to a very small piece of that, so I flipped it over and I kind of looked at which words that I thought I might be using in the next few layouts. So I had cut out that word love and a few other words, and then the rest of it I just punched out the circles because I really like using those circles on my layouts just to add interest to the background. I like that it almost makes it so that you know, you make your own pattern papers with, when you have elements like that you can add to your background. So I'm going to add it, I'm going to take those circles and I'm going to add it to the white cardstock, and that cardstock came in the cardstock add-on. And you know, then I'm also going to add it on the pink pattern paper, and so that it really looks like it's become part of the background. Now I'm going to use some of those little distress stains, and this one, the first one was the sponge sugar, and I think I just decided to go get the black soot, and I'm going to distress all the edges of the pattern paper just so they kind of stand out on the background. And I'm just using my Tim Holtz distress tool, the square one. This, you know, I've had that tool forever, and I have the small ones too. And then I also made my own, and if you haven't seen that, it would be under the how-to, and it's how to make your own blender tools. So I cut down that polka dot pattern paper, and it's one of my favorite in this kit. Actually, I had a lot of favorite in this kit, and I cut it down a little wider than tall. And then I'm going to make it so that it's scooched right over to the side. And I'm going to glue it down there. And then now I'm taking that paint dabber, and that's paint that's in there. And I'm going to just distress some areas on the pattern paper. And now I'm taking my quick dry adhesive. And I've put my quick dry adhesive in the fine line bottles, and it's working really well, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'd forgotten to distress the edges of that pattern paper, so I did that before I glued it down. And I'm just going to use my ATG gun. My ATG gun is probably my most go-to, you know, quick dry or adhesive that I use. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I don't know if you noticed, but I have a new little cutter, and Creative Memories have re-released their little cutters. You know, the one that I had, it was blue. The only difference is that it's now white. And mine I've had for, I'd say, about 12 years. And when I was on the Creative Memories site, it said that it was good for 5,000 cuts. And I'm pretty sure mine must be getting pretty close. And I was just afraid that they wouldn't, you know, that they would stop carrying them again at one point. So I just bought another one, and I took it out and kind of took it for a test drive there. I'm going to use it for a few layouts, but I've since put it back in the box, and I'm going to keep using my blue one until my blue one, you know, doesn't work, and then I'll have my spare little cutter, because it's not going to go bad. It's not as if it's going to dry out or anything like that. So I'm going to keep using my blue one until it doesn't work anymore, and then I'll have it on hand. So now I started putting, all the layers together. On this layout, I end up using about 2.5 of those 6x6 pattern papers, and the one with the black and white stripes, I end up cutting it in little pieces just so that I can, eventually or hopefully use it on another layout. I'm just about to start layout 16. I was kind of hoping that I was going to finish the February kit before I went back to work, but that didn't happen. Like I said, if I could just scrapbook all day and that's all I could do, man, could I ever get a lot of stuff done. But unfortunately, that's not the case. We all have other commitments that we have to get done, right? And I'm just glad that we have this awesome hobby to distract us from our crazy busy lives, I'm so thankful for that. And plus, we're preserving the memories for our kids later. And maybe right now they don't maybe appreciate it as much as you feel that it should be appreciated. It's because it's like anything else, right? When it's there, you just kind of take it for granted. They just know that it's there. But later on, it'll be nice for them to go through it, and especially I know there's a whole lot more people that are doing process videos, and so imagine, they'll have your voice to go listen to all these videos. So that'll be nice. I have to say, I don't have you'll never see me scrap pictures of me when I was a kid ever, because I don't have any. There's literally 0 pictures of me as a kid. None. So I think that's why I am so so determined, I guess, on getting as many pictures scrapbooked and stories documented and told, and just because I wish I, kind of had that I could look back on, but I don't have any pictures. So my kids, there won't be a lack of that for sure. And every time I get Mason, I just make sure that I take pictures, and, I tell stories of when he's here also. So anyway, back to the layout. I did end up using quite a bit of the chipboard stickers that came in the embellishment add-on. And man, there was a lot of chipboard stickers on that sheet. I think there was almost 60 pieces, or just a little over 60 pieces. And after I'm done this last layout, finally it is going to be my last layout. So I will get 16 layouts done with this page. And actually the page that I'm working on, you're going to see like wood veneers and all that stuff, because it was one of the first pages that I had kind of selected embellishments and everything for it, but I haven't used it yet. So I kept even once I had used up most of I had put 8 together, and once I had finished the 7 layouts that I had put together, this last one, it was the one that I didn't have a picture for it picked out. And because I didn't have a picture, I took some of the pictures that were already chosen for the other pages, but I didn't use. I started taking leftovers from different layouts and then making layouts with those. So it's kind of funny that it's going to be the last layout to be done, but there's quite a bit of embellishments left for it. It's because it was one of the first pages that I had kind of put together. But it definitely is going to be the last layout, because I have no pattern papers left. Once I'm done using whatever I use on that layout, that's it. It's going to be done, and then I'll be doing the kill a kit video. So what I did while I was chatting was I took that distress stain, or no, that dilution ink in the pink, and I just kind of outlined the circles around the layout, and I just like doing that. I did that on a few layouts, and it just really makes it almost like bullseyes on your layout, and I like that. And now I'm kind of fussing with the title. I'm not really sure. Okay, so the recording had stopped. So what I was saying was, I'm not really sure where I want the layout to sit. I kind of put it there on top of the photo for a bit, and then eventually I'm just going to put it on top of that journaling card. And I like it better there because it kind of stands out a little bit more. And the title is just going to be Dog Park because, you know, that's what it was. They just took the dog to the dog park every day and they would stay there about an hour and let him. There was little obstacles that he could do, and the one in the picture here, it was sort of two boards that kind of went up in a sort of a pyramid, and he could climb up one side and go down the other, and there was little tunnels for him to walk through and a little dog house, and so he just loved it when he went there. And then there was a little place where, you know, for the dogs to drink water, and there was other dogs there, so then he could play with other dogs, and it was just a lot of fun for them and for the dog. So every day that was the only place that he could be taken off his leash at the campground, so he really enjoyed that. So again, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to put this title. I thought maybe on the side of the photo would be a good place, but I don't like it there either. Maybe if it was one word, I would have liked it, but 2 words, I found it was just too much. And I didn't put it on wax paper, so instead of, you know, just moving the wax paper and trying to figure it out, I have to move every single letter, so it's taken me forever. So there we go. That's where I'm going to decide that these letters are going to stay. So I'm going to pat them down, and that's where they're going to go. And the foam thickers are usually they stick very well, so you don't have to add extra glue to them. So I'm just going to add a few more of the circles around the layout. And that's going to pretty much wrap up the layout. I'm going to add a few more circles using my quick dry adhesive. I did add some splatters using the Dilutions ink. And I'm just making sure that everything is stuck down. And that's it. Then I'm going to show you some close-ups of the layout of each, or some of the clusters around the layout. And that's going to wrap up layout number 12 using the February Hip Kit. So if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up just to let YouTube know. And I hope everyone is having a fabulous weekend. So thanks for watching. Bye.